Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 17th of July 2021, and we've got quite an interesting week coming up. A couple of events which I'll be talking about in future videos, but on Friday, I guess that's going to be the 23rd, I believe, we've got a certain friend coming round for dinner. Now, I'm in the very, very fortunate position in that I've got a wife, Lorraine, who sometimes appears in these videos, and many of you know. She's kind of totally on my wavelength as far as the whole situation that we face at the moment is concerned. And also we've got a couple of friends who are kind of on the sort of same wavelength, and other friends and family who don't really mind if we sort of go on about it, even though they don't really share our views. So very, very fortunate situation, and I know from the comments that I read that many people aren't in such a fortunate position, and they're either living with people who are totally against them, all their friends and family sort of think they're crazy, and as well as the community at large, and either that or they're living on their own and so are feeling very, very isolated. So I just hope that these videos on this channel and also other similar channels are helping at least a little bit. So that's one of the reasons why I keep making these videos. Hope they help. But getting back to my own personal situation, we've got these friends who are kind of sort of on the same page as us. One of them is coming round on Friday, as I say, and that's going to be interesting because she's Italian, so she might have a little bit of sarcasm to come out regarding the recent football match that occurred here. But on a more serious point, she is also a care home worker, works in a local care home, and she is also very, very anti that. Not just this one, but she just doesn't believe in any of them and never has had any of them. Not sure why, whether it's a religious thing or just a personal thing, but that's where she stands. So obviously with the events of this week, her situation is, and her future is now uncertain. I think she has got options. She only went into the care home industry recently. I think she's got accountancy qualifications, so if the worst came to the worst, she could go back to that, although she don't think she is really enjoying it and wanted to get away from that, hence the care home thing. So that is going to be very, very interesting, and Lorraine has been giving her a bit of help and encouragement, saying that it's not a done deal. It's still got to go through the House of Lords, who may well sort of make the government, well, not that they can make the government, but at least strongly recommend that the government put certain caveats on that may well dilute and water things down a bit. Let's hope that happens. And also Lorraine was sort of saying to sort of our friend, and this is something that's been shared by a few commenters on my videos, that it could just, this whole thing about the care home workers could just be a push to force more people into getting that. And that's all it might be. There is going to be a lot of legal cases if it all goes forward, and a lot of hassle for the powers that shouldn't be. So again, that's another little ray of hope. But anyway, it's going to be very interesting to hear her views on Friday, and I'll probably be sort of reporting back after that, obviously in a sort of a discreet, non-personal way as far as she's concerned, but just kind of seeing what her thoughts as a care home worker are. So that'll be an interesting one, I think. But as I say, just going back to my point of, if you are sort of feeling alone and lonely and just don't know where to turn, first of all, you've got the Stand in the Parks, which is, and a lot of people watching these videos haven't heard of those and only found out about them on my videos, and then they've gone along to them, found out where their nearest one is, gone along, got mixing with some very, very like-minded people, and have sort of found it very, very enlightening and very useful. So if you haven't heard of Stand in the Park, I highly recommend finding out where your local venue is and just going along on Sunday morning. They start at 10 and go along till 11, although those times are sort of quite flexible. You don't have to get there on the dot of 10, and they often go on longer than 11 o'clock. But I highly recommend it. If you go to my website, fairplaynow.net/stand, I've got a page on our site which first of all just explains a little bit about what these Stand in the Park things are all about, and then if you scroll down to the bottom of that page, there's a whole long list of venues all across the country where your local one may well be. So I've put that resource on there for you. So if you are feeling a little bit down, a little bit lonely, I highly recommend that. So I'll finish this video on that note. No doubt be back a little bit later, either today or tomorrow. But I'll leave it there. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.